Hello everybody, welcome back to my English channel. Today I'm going to be giving an answer to a really important question for English learners. The question is, does having an accent influence your communication process when facing some situations in daily life? And for example, it can be applying to a job. And to answer the question, let's think about some languages that are difficult to understand even though they have the same root or same classification. For example, if you speak Spanish from Spain, Colombia, or El Salvador, you will find difficult to understand Chilean Spanish accent because they speak like they were not talking Spanish at all. Their way of speaking is really different, and this happened too with English. English accents change around the world, and it can be a problem when you have a different accent, even when you speak the same language, but in a different country or region, because you might say the same word they use in their dialect, but your utterance of the words is something truly different for them to understand. Well, let me tell you an example that can happen to you if you're learning a language that is spoken in many countries. If you apply to a job in a teleperformance company, they will ask you to speak English, but if you got an accent that is not understandable at all, they won't hire you because you won't be able to communicate. And communication is the most important part in a job where you are going to apply your skills as a bilingual professional. Now, let's see some examples of accent in different regions and countries. The first ones are Australia and New Zealand. In Australian, they will say something like fish and chips, but in New Zealand, they will say like fish and chips, and you can notice the difference in the vowel sound. The E sound in fish is not the same in New Zealand. In Australia, they will say fish, but in New Zealand, they say fish. Fish is something truly different you can notice because the vowel sounds maybe change a little and sometimes really change a lot. The next one are Geordie and Brummie accent. The Geordie accent is, for example, can be David bakes great cakes, but the difference here you will see it in the Brummie accent. For example, David bakes great cakes. They instead of saying a, they say David bakes great cakes. And the last ones are Boston and New York accents. These accents really change a lot because the vowel sound are something different. And you can see, for example, in Boston, they will say like, that's not a lot of bucks. That's not a lot of bucks. But in New York, they will say something like, that's not a lot of bucks. That's not a lot of bucks. The O sound in not and but is totally different in New York because they say not and bucks. So it was all for today. I hope you enjoyed the video and that it was something useful. See you